Hey, it's Filet, and you're watching Filet TV, the ultimate YouTube channel. I'm no cinematographer, just a dude with a camera. All right, this is part 4 of my brilliant light purple MEYERS MANX DUNE buggy build. So far, we've got the body sitting on the chassis. We're getting ready to install the hardware and bolt it down, and we're gathering up all the rest of the parts that we need to put this thing together. And we just got a big surprise in the mail. So if this is something you're interested in, let's get started. All right, let's see what we got going on back here. We've got their motor installed, alternator, everything's on. We've gathered up all the parts we need. Of course, we have taillights and turn signals. Haven't decided if I'm going with early or late on the license plate light, but both of them are going to get chromed. We have the brackets for the windshield. This is the rear support for the back shocks. This is the support we're going to do for the gas tank, and we're going to show you what we have to do to that first. Of course, this is all the spacers for the bottom of the pan, and here's the hardware kit for that. We have steering bracket that goes for the bar that goes across the dash. We have a seal for the filler neck. Of course, the steering wheel. This is a bracket that I might use for the steering column, but I kind of like that triangle one, has more strength than this one. Got a shift knob, ignition switch with keychain, license plate frame. The dashes, we're going to start working on that next. I got one shock. I like these Monroes because they're really soft. The second one came without the hardware, so I had to send that back and get another one. We have a buggy bumper for the front. And I've got the steering column. This is probably going to be the angle it's going to sit at. So I'm going to go ahead and put some seats in it and steering wheel on it and see how it fits. I'm not going to put the hood on until I get everything else dialed in, but we got to get the gas tank set in there and just a few other things. Okay, so back to this package. Let's take a look at this. I am in need of an exhaust system, so I contacted the guys over at meyersmanx.com. Actually, I went on their website just out of the blue, getting ready to order it. I see that it's on sale, $230 off. I wasn't ready for it, but I ordered it anyways. But as you can see, I wound up getting the motor and everything in time. So, all right, here's a little time lapse on the installation of the Sidewinder exhaust. I did a complete video of it, the unboxing and installation, which you can see on my YouTube channel. This is just real quick to show you that I did actually put the exhaust on. All right, I wanted to show you on these perimeter bolts that go all the way around. The first thing I did is I cut a piece of 2x4 with a little bit of a wedge there, so I could push it against here. I don't know if you can see that. And then I pound that down. It spreads this out as far as it can. It pushes the body this way. I didn't have to do it on that side because all that would have technically done was just move the body over. So I had to wait. I got 2 bolts on that side and I came over on this side, expanded it as far as I can. So these would sit pretty much in the center. And now I've got to go over to the other side and do the same thing. And then what I'm doing, basically from underneath, I'm just starting with a small drill bit, drilling a little bit of a pilot hole, and then coming in from the top and then drilling it out. And anywhere that I could fit one of these, original Volkswagen types of spacers, I'm gonna, but the bolts are a little bit short, so I may have to go back to a thinner washer. But we'll see. I'm gonna get it all stabilized and in place, and then tackle that when I'm done with that. All right, let's see if we can get an angle on this. Okay, these brackets here are the supports for the gas tank. They're like a Z-shaped bracket. But the problem is that they're too square. So what you have to do is you have to bolt it in backwards first, and push down on this and get it to bend, because it needs to cock an angle like that. So once you get it into place, you're going to have enough room here to drill a hole and to put your gas tank mount. Let me button the side up and I'll show you what I'm talking about. All right, this is going to take more steps to explain than it is to actually do. Gas tank's in place. You don't have too much room to move it around. And you know our famous brackets. Okay, so that bracket's going to have to sit in there to hold the gas tank into place. And you can see I've made a little blue dot, giving us an idea how far away from that edge of the body that bolt's going to sit. And it's going to have one of the bolts here, bolted straight through onto that Z bracket. I'll have to take the tank off and look at it again. All right, well, there's way too much glare with the garage door open to show you what I'm talking about here. Let's see if I could assist with a little bit of a flashlight. Okay, so there's my blue mark right there. And you can see how far back that this has to lean for it to hit that mark. So I'm still gonna have to bend a little bit further, but I'm just trying to give you an idea. You can't just willy-nilly go and drill a hole and think that's where it's gonna be, because there is quite a lip on that gas tank. So I'm gonna go ahead and spin this around, bend it a little bit more, try and line it up, and then just go ahead and drill it, because I know where it's gonna go. And then we'll put one on either side here so we can bolt the gas tank down nicely. And then once that's ready, bolted down, then it's gonna be time to drill the hole for the filler neck, which we will take care of in another video. All right, and here's how it's gonna look from underneath. You can see how I've had to bend that quite a bit to get that geometry just right. This one I bent just a little bit, but not quite enough, so I'm gonna have to pull this one out and give it a good bend. And so that's gonna give you all your integrity in the front. So up top side, I'd also go with a longer bolt. That's gonna make your gas tank supported by the front part of the chassis. All right, next step. All right, one last look underneath. You see I got those big fat washers. That gives us a lot of space, so it's not gonna crack right there. And that gives you the whole integrity of the front end. Like I said, I got to put 2 more mounts back here, and then we're done. All right, so that's the front part of the mount. So I'm gonna go ahead and take the gas tank out, and then I'm gonna tighten up the bolts and leave everything mounted. The gas tank's gonna come in and out a few times while I get the hood drilled. And now we're gonna move on to the back. Tomorrow we'll do this because I'm done for the night, but these are the brackets that are gonna go back on here. And so they have to be bent in the right direction and bolted in where the shock is. So I'm gonna go ahead and pull these tires off in the morning and go ahead and paint these brackets up, twist these brackets to the correct position, and then get them painted up and mounted. All right, here's one last look at the body bolts. Here you get spacing. There we go. Take one last shot of that Sidewinder. Love it. All right, that's it. Thanks for watching.